I know that you get to see these polka dots. These dots on my dress, it's white in color, and do you see these black dots? These are known as polka dots. And we know that polka dots, this pattern cannot stay alone. It comes together as a pattern. So I think when women operate together, we can call it women empowerment, where there is strengthening of each other, being supportive of each other, and all that. Just because a woman wore lipstick and gave an interview to the media, days after her husband was shot, she was criticized, she was trolled. I'm just giving you an aspect of one of the interviews given by a victim who lost her husband at the Pahalgam terrorist attack. So we still have families mourning and grieving after the loss of their near and dear ones. But here, I would like to speak about women empowerment. I know that women speak and also work for this behind organizations, behind units, and all that. But remember that the trolls, the criticism, and all these things against the victims also include comments from women, from aged women, even from youngsters. Of course, we cannot generalize and say that only women are doing it. It is subjective. It's subjective to the character, personality, and everything. But still, we should remember that it comes from women. So when somebody loses near one, and that too in such a disastrous, unfortunate incident, is it okay for women to just be ridiculing and also passing preposterous comments in such a way? And then women say, oh, we are here working for women empowerment. Today's video is all about this women empowerment. Now, here I'm not going to give you a speech on women empowerment because you all know about it. But what is it that I would like to highlight? It's about the misinterpretation and the misconstruction of this beautiful term. Welcome to another video on my channel. My name is Rini Rose Matthew. I'm a CELTA certified tutor, and this channel focuses on language learning, communication skills, and mental health. What is the use of learning any language without proper communication, without the stability of your mind, without developing your personality? Right? So that is why I thought of writing. As an author also, I write about mental health, language, and also personality development. Okay, let's go to the first point. I just mentioned about a woman, and also some of the victims went through cyberbullying. We know that some of the victims went through cyberbullying immediately after the Pahalgam attack. Of course, we don't have to pay attention to everything that people say. We know what we are going through. They know what they have been through. They are still mourning the loss of their near and dear ones. Now, here the nation is facing a very big problem. But this happens in our society. We see that at our own homes, our society, and everywhere, where people take a dig happily at unfortunate and disastrous incidents. I've also mentioned about such phases, especially from my experience, but this is something that we are trying to tackle as a nation. And then I thought of this topic. The biggest irony that I would like to emphasize is that there are women taking a dig and also passing unnecessary comments on other women, especially in the society regarding other aspects of life. But we have two women asking for what they have lost, what our fellow beings, what our sisters, and what our nation lost recently. Now, this is something concerning the nation. But what is this women empowerment? Is it just operating behind cells, units, and also some groups? I don't think so. It's much beyond that. I'm not just referring to women here. I'm not just referring or putting the blame on just women here. My intention is not to blame any particular section of the society. It's so sad to see that people are entrapped in this discriminatory zones of thinking and contemplating and passing comments, especially when there is a very big dip with emotions, with health, and also with the problems that's faced as a nation and as a society. Everybody doesn't go through the same phase and problems. Now, when you see somebody on screen, when you see somebody otherwise in person also, you may have hundreds of questions in your mind, at the back of your mind. But we need to know that there are people who deal with different zones of life. Today, I get to hear some old people, not everyone, some old people saying the younger generation is gone. The young generation is lost, ridiculous, not good for anything. But everybody goes through this transitional phase We cannot generalize and put just one faction of the society on the judgmental pedestal. We are no one to judge. So when I spoke about this woman who had grief, sorrow, her eyes were swollen. I'm not just referring to one woman. I mean, they came to a standstill at that particular horrifying moment. So they had grief, and different people have different ways of approaching and also responding to life. And there are people who say men shouldn't cry. I mean, it's okay to cry. It's not okay to just stay there forever and think that life is over. That's what people teach us through all these kind of problems and situations. You need to get up and you need to strive forward. But that doesn't mean people are not mourning. Can't you see the grief? Can't you see the loss? Can't you see the shock that they are trying to overcome? I think we have to help. And that helping mentality is empowerment. Now let's take away women and just look at empowerment. So I think despite all that we see on media and everywhere, empowerment means supporting each other, especially during such lower ebb, lower tide energy phases. When it comes to other aspects like healthcare, financial independence, teaching, learning, these are some aspects that actually help. And these are the areas where we need to lend a helping hand to women and also people around so that they are able to work on it and also they are able to come up in life. Empowerment is not entertainment. People see it as an entertainment, a place where they can just debate, talk about it, and also get together and collectively speak. I'm not referring to every group. There are groups working sincerely behind this. But I've also seen groups led by elderly women. I'm speaking about women who just do not support. They don't actually support the cause of women, but they just ridicule. We can see such people. You take rape cases, you take all these problems that's happening in the society, especially the places where women are prone to violence. I think there are other women supporting this violence. And it's so sad to see women supporting violence against their fellow women. And there are some men who have got similar, or you can say same attitude to life. That is why I said that it is subjective. It is not something that is just particular or can be used to define only women. There are men with such attitude and also such approach to life. But because people are speaking about women empowerment, everywhere you get to read about this, especially in the newspapers and social media, we get to hear about it. I think we need to speak about men and women, but also understand the importance of empowerment. Empowerment is significant irrespective of the gender. It's not just for women, but also for men. There are problems faced by either factions of the society, both the gender. It is a kind of system where both gender integrate and work collectively. So if it's women empowerment, it's not just women working only for the cause of women. It's just like people misconstruing and also misinterpreting feminism, which is a beautiful concept. Now, if women collectively stand for women, and that is for a cause, I think we can do a lot of things. But sadly, that is not seen. There are two types of women. So the first type is like there are people who choose to work. Of course, I'm not speaking about financial independence. I'm not speaking about women who really, join their hands and go for work because of their situations at home. But it is a decision. When women choose to work, of course, they want financial independence. At the same time, it is also her choice. It's a choice that she makes in life. But at the same time, on the other hand, we have women who do not want to work, who do not like working, or their choice is not to go for work, but at the same time look after other things or even run a business at home or be into this entrepreneurship. But that is different. That's also work. Let's speak about women who don't engage themselves in work, where they don't earn. So that could be because they're sufficient, they're happy with the money that's brought home by their husbands, by their counterpart, or even by their fathers. That's their choice. It's not wrong. But there are also women who don't just want to work, not because they're happy with the money, but otherwise it's their choice. Whatever it is, I think there are women who get into gossip easily, whether they're working or not. Of course, there are men also, because I have seen men being a part of it. But let's look at 95% of the people. There are women who just happily take up the phone, ring everybody else. It can be men or women, their cousins, and just make stories. And they just want to see what's happening at the other end. If you want to get the information about what's happening at the other end, it's good. But otherwise, women who are doing this, you know what you're doing. Remember that you are tarnishing, you're slowly corroding your personality. And also you are leading yourself into frustration. So there are a lot of activities these days, like I can see a lot of women taking part in one-to-one training sessions where they say, we are working towards finding a job or even towards my career development. There are also women who say, I'm happy with what I am today. I don't want to go for work because that's my choice. But at the same time, there are beautiful women who sit at home and who just spend their time productively. They may have the entire day, but they spend their time productively. That is something that you have to underline. So here today, I am speaking about this because the entire nation is speaking for women who lost their dear ones and also who lost our brothers and dear ones, okay, during this particular incident. I know that it slowly fizzles out, okay, with time, but it doesn't fizzle out from these hearts that's still burning, that's still mourning. But I'm also referring to things that's happening in your own houses, also at workplace. If you see injustice driven by women against women, I don't think that's a good quality that can be even initiated and also encouraged as a woman. So a woman who's watching me, please understand that it's not good to drive against another woman. Okay, that's the point that I wanted to make. So as I mentioned in the beginning, this attitude is subjective. It's seen both in men and women, but I just thought of bringing up this topic because we see this being mentioned everywhere. In the newspapers, on social media, there are people debating about it. We see women speaking a lot about sacrifice, compromise, and also choices being made in life. Of course, everybody is not the same. There are people who have struggled. There are people who have just come to the toppest strata of their career with hard work, with smart work. For some, it was just a cakewalk. It depends, just like men. But when women speak so much about compromise, sacrifice, and also the choices, decisions made in life, and also we celebrate Mother's Day, there is so much talked about women, right, on those days. But I would like to say that it's good to celebrate such days, but do not romanticize. Romanticizing motherhood, romanticizing womanhood, everything actually leads to so much of frustration, and that's what we see today. When it comes to counseling sessions, I also take language counseling sessions. That's another part to the training sessions. Most of the women realize that they have been into the wrong path, or that they have taken the wrong direction, maybe after 35 years of age. Some realize earlier, but they may not have the choice to change the path or the direction. It happens to men as well. Now don't think that I'm not speaking about the men. Of course, men also go through such hardship, but nobody speaks so much about it. The thing is, when you speak a lot about sacrifice, compromise, and also decisions, make sure that you have made your choice. You may get to learn about these values and things in life from your mothers, your grandmothers. They would have taken a different terrain. Their trajectory would have been different, not like yours. Whatever decision you make should come from within. It should be something that's made by you collectively with someone who's concerned about you, not because it is forcefully imposed on you. Even if it's forcefully imposed, you have the right to voice your opinion, at the same time negotiate and also talk over certain things. So when you don't give space to yourself, then definitely nobody is going to respect your space, whether you're working or not. When you're not working, some of the women tell me that I don't have voice. I'm not able to voice my opinion because I'm not earning for the family. Today, the cost of living is very high. It's not just because you want to be engaged. So that is a kind of right that you have, especially when you make that choice. Otherwise, if you haven't made that choice ever in your life, it's okay. You can be at home and you can also do so many things productively, spend quality time, right? There are a lot of benefits that you enjoy. But when you have consciously taken a decision to work or not to work, I think you have to take the responsibility. And women are slow towards that. But I think one thing that we have to always remember is staying together, staying for another woman, just like these polka dots, actually matter. I thought of bringing this up because I was working in a school many years back, and I should share this with you. There was a woman who led the team. She's around 75 years of age, but one day I got the shock of my life when she said another woman staff was treated in a bad way by her colleague, by a male staff. And she got to know about this. The leader got to know about this. And she conveyed about this through a staff meeting. And the comment that she passed was, it's a problem with the women. I don't think there's any problem with the man. It's a problem with the women. It is her problem that this happened. I'm sure that she did not go into the depths of the problem or the incident that took place, because everybody got to know about it. But the kind of remark that was passed in front of everybody, in front of 4,000 staff, saying that it's a problem with that woman, the man did not do anything. Of course, this victim was treated badly by the man. And one more thing that I would like to tell you is, I have seen the same group demeaning and also passing comments against men staff. So there are a lot of people who come to an organization or a company to genuinely work. We have male staff also in schools, colleges. So this same person I have seen passing comments and also showing these kind of gestures towards men and women. So just like how I mentioned in the beginning, it is subjective. It shows your attitude to life. It shows your attitude to the education that you have received and whatever you're trying to impart. And I got the shock of my life because it came from an educational institution that trains and molds children. And when you conduct a staff meeting for your staff who's going to lead the children tomorrow, who's going to take classes tomorrow, I think these are not the insights that's to be given. So we come across such things everywhere. I've also heard many women speaking about this, about other colleagues. Lastly, I can see some change around. There are people who take up decisions and responsibilities. It's quite dark outside. That's why I thought of sitting here and giving you the remaining points. So there is some change that's seen among men and women. I'm not speaking about generation. There are also older people, the senior citizens, and people changing their attitude to life, especially after the COVID phase. But still, we see the weeds in the garden, and that too, we see these kind of weeds when men act against men and women acting against women. It's not just that. So when we fight for a cause, it's against evil, injustice, just like the whole nation fighting against terrorist attack. I think this is something that we can do even in our own life, where we fight against injustice. It's not about that person or this person. As people grow up into individuals, we speak a lot about maturity and responsibility. We speak a lot about age as well. What is the use of being fit? What is the use of reducing your weight, increasing your weight, working on your looks and everything, when you don't have the maturity to understand that your outlook on life itself is wrong? I am referring, definitely I'm going to be blunt with this, I am referring to some women who just while away the time by finding reasons to blame others, to blame their life, to blame everything that's going on. There is a very big difference between sharing what you're going through and blaming and criticizing. Fabricating stories, especially when you're not at peace with yourself, can really damage. It happens even with men. When people fabricate stories, it's easier for them to just console and say that this is what is happening in their house, or this is what that woman is going through, what that man is going through, what that teacher is going through. Okay? Because during my one-to-one training sessions, I get to hear these common problems from different people, irrespective of their profession. And sometimes it's just saddening and unfortunate to hear such statements, especially when these people are so talented and when they're supposed to lead a team and also their groups in their offices and educational institutions. I'm sorry if you get to hear some crickets in the background. It's not intentional. But I think natural sounds also add to the organic aspect of this topic. It should come organically, it should come eventually, but it's important that you empower and not disembark this journey and also abandon the very cause of supporting your fellow women and fellow men. So I hope you understand this and happy learning.